Howdy, welcome to Geekism and welcome back to a rather rainy day here in Cannock Chase Zoo. A few people keep asking, I just mentioned it again, I'm originally from near Cannock Chase, that's why the zoo is called Cannock Chase Zoo. I'm originally from Hensford in Staffordshire, UK. Ticket prices are low. I'm going to check them up a little, but to be honest with you, we're going to be getting rid of a lot of these cheetahs soon, so we won't put it up too much. Ribble Trillions in the house, awesome content creator, well worth going and checking out his videos. I'm done with the cheetahs. I got the hat off camera. I'm currently not quite sat in the top tier, but I'm really not interested. I only want the good-looking clothes. So, as the last few cheetahs grow up, we're gonna be just selling them off for the CC. Now, I think here we're going to keep these two. Let's have a look. Have they got good stats? Oops. Someone missed a do. Not bad. Oh, but you're both girls. No. I think what we decided was we get a boy and a girl in here with good stats and basically keep those. So, who's growing up then? Is it in here? Oh, you still all look like babies. Juvenile. You got smelly food. Hopefully the keeper gets onto you soon. This one, you look like grown-ups. Okay, so you're a boy and you're a girl. I mean, you could be a pair. Adult population. Oh, okay. Right, let's have a look at the adult population. For some reason, we have low fertility. I don't feel like we crossbred. But it looks like we've messed up a little bit somewhere. So they've all got bad stats. So you are all going to go to the wild. I'm not going to put you onto the workshop, onto the trade centre, because you're going to be no good for people. So instead, you can go to the wild. Yeah, you've got low genetics as well. Release the wild. Only 62. Sorry about that. But you're not awful. But no, you can go as well. There we go. Alright, and then that's that closed off now, that one. Okay, and in here, I think we're still all kiddies over here, aren't we? Yeah, okay, so we'll keep an eye out for... Oh, we got more of a reward there. It's going to just be CC, though, I'm pretty sure. There we go, that's fine, because like I say, we did get the hat off camera. So we're going to keep this one as sort of cheetah place. Alright, let's play the game so we can get out of this horrible weather. And also, I know I mentioned it in the last one, but this one now should be 4K now. We should be rocking 4K, which is pretty sweet. So if you can see 4K footage, I hope you're enjoying the game. My God, the game looks good in 4K. I will say that much. It looks really, really stunning. So what I want to do is come off here, and we can't, can we? Because that awful terrain modification rule thing. Okay, let's come off here then instead. And what we're going to do is align this to the grid, and we're going to make our first food court. There we go, there's the weather getting nice, so that's good. So we're going to come off here. People are trying to figure out whether or not they can use the plants here, but they can't, I'm telling you, you can't. But you can do that if you want it. You can walk through there now, I don't really mind. That's going to be some seating areas for some food outlets, which are going to be here. Should we do it like that? Or should we do it like this? Yes, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so construction. No, sorry, no. Facilities was right, wasn't it? There we go. Facilities. Guest facilities. Okay, so what have we got? Drink stalls. We've got a gulpy. That's it. So your options are gulpy soda. So we'll get that in first of all. We're gonna have to build this on a funky off-grid, I think. There we go. Go P indeed, and then we'll come out of that grid, put in here chief beef. Is that it? Yeah, that's all we've got. Food and drink. Okay, so how about some... No, I don't like selling balloons in zoos. It's not very done. We've got information. I suppose we can keep a sort of third... The idea would be is to keep a third one there for some sort of like desserty kind of thing once it's up and running. So let's do. Why is that horrible fence there? I mean, that'll do, I guess. There we go. Just have 2 places for drink. No, no. You get back in there. That's fine. There you go. Good job. Okay, cool. So, construction then. Probably no animals this episode. Maybe get to animals later on. We'll see how we do for time. I really want some wood. There we go. So which grid are we on here? This one. Okay, so here's the only problem with building like this is you've got to constantly swap out your grids. There we go. At least to get that sort of basic shape done. So we'll take this round here. And we're obviously going to have to be quite clever with our roof as well. That's going to be the tricky one, I think, there. So we'll have to do something fun here to get this fence really doing what we want it to do, but I think it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so there's that, and then here, I mean, the only sort of real problem we're going to have here is that we're going to be cutting into the actual store look. It's going to look like that, which is not great. So there's very little fix for that. I suppose we could try and be clever with this, although I'm going to guess that still clips. That's fine, actually. That is pretty good. So we'll do that on this side as well. Where is it? Meant for the stations, and then we'll come on here and do the same that side, and that side's actually okay. Right, so that's that front wall all done up. There we go. It's busy, but that's fine, I guess. Okay. So there's that. Now this side, we're going to be a little clever here. What we need to do is take that one off the group and take it to roughly where that corner sits, okay? And then come on to this one and basically the same, and hope we can roughly line those corners up. There we go. That's how you're doing funky odd corners. You might get the odd bit of Z fighting, but without really spending some time on it, there ain't much you can do. So let's take that into there. Do you know what? I'm gonna say that's done, and we'll stick a post, because that's another great way to cover up things like this. If you just get yourself we could do like an African build here, although we are moving into like an Asian section here with pandas. I feel like that would actually suit quite nice there. Oops. There we go. Just gonna place that down loose. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that actually. And then it also lends itself to having some thatch roof maybe. I think thatch roof is going to be a great one to hide a lot of issues here. So pitch roofs, thatch. Yeah, so it was meant to be, I'll be honest with you, I won't lie, it was meant to be a Nuna Kanata episode today. But it's just not quite done. It just needs to cook a little bit longer. And I'm getting there, but I really don't want to sort of rush episodes on that one. I don't want to put stuff out that I'm just not happy with. So I thought, you know what, we'll come back into this one instead, because franchise just gives you that little bit more of an option to kind of play around with stuff, right? So now we've got this funky roof here. What we need to do is come to the roof thingies here and find one of these that will hide a multitude of sins. I think it's going to be that one. I'm going to place that one in over all of this junk. There we go. And oh, look at that. It almost looks like we meant to do it, although we quite obviously didn't. But we can do something like this. There we go. Bring them over to this side. The same again. Here. Nice. Yeah, there we are. And then here, now this actually should all sort of fit quite nicely together and create an interesting overhang. Yeah. Yeah. Now your option here is to do something with this one so it continues to overhang. And you really make it almost like an indoor building, almost. Almost. Not quite, but almost. I think that might be the way to go here. Yeah, go on, place it down. There we go. So finding spots for them to fit. There we are. And then there and there to give it a bit of support. Yeah, okay. Still sort of very basic structures at the moment. We need to try and get in some of that detail. So let's get back to here. Find the spot that's filling those in. Nice. And then same on this one. There we go. So a lot of people getting some food here. Let's get some tables and chairs down for them. Where will we find those? Benches. Here we go. Picnic benches. Is there like an African-y one? There's this Indian one. Here's the African ones, but they're not square. They're not circular, sorry. I really like the circular ones, but these are pretty good, I suppose. These kind of fit the theme. The only thing I will say, a lot of people saying this as well, they're finding that people aren't actually using them very much, which I find quite interesting. What are the African canopies like? That's really chunky. That one's pretty good, though. I quite like that one. There we go. And that sort of carries on the theme as well, right? But if you watch, you'll see that nobody seems to use them. Put that there, everyone else wander out the way of it. Oh my god. Well, that's what you get, I suppose, for not having food for so long, because we literally haven't had anything in the place. Benches, no trash cans we want. There we go, bins. So the African one, we'll have a couple of the African ones here as sort of part of the theme of the building, but I don't really want to carry that on there, really. I'd rather just go for some more generic ones around where they're needed, which is here, because everyone's making a right mess. And I guess now that we've got food in the park, we need to make sure we've got these everywhere else as well. We already have them on some bench areas just as a bit of a prerequisite, so that's fine. We can have a nice sort of, well, we've got Indian bins. As if the Asian bins are maybe more suitable. East Asia bin. That one's pretty nice, isn't it? I'll place one of those there. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I'm tempted, you know. We've got $1 million in the bank. I'm tempted to close the place, clear everyone out, bring in new people with new food and drink requirements. Is that terrible to do that? No, let's do it. Sometimes it's got to be done. Sometimes it's the only way you can get rid of people. I mean, even now, look, they're all heading the same way now, and still how backed up it is. Cheetah's about to mature. Nice. There we go. We can gives our caretakers chance to get on top of the situation as well, without everyone just legging it over there, you know, because that's what you want. That was the problem at the moment. Is everyone in the park was basically hungry and thirsty. So doing this means we'll bring them in with a much better ratio, and we're still getting people stuck. Here we go. Can we? Trying to help you. We just stuck against each other, were you? There you go. There we go. It's kind of bad form to close the place, but it really does kind of seem the look. See the drink. Everyone's drink ratio is really. Anyway, oh, animals will fight. Yeah. Okay. Let's sort these out then before we do anything else. So who have we got in here now? Animals. We have 4 in here. We have Nika. You're in the trade center. Oh, why are you in the trade center? Oh, here we go. I've taken the best boy and girl and already put them away. That's what I've done. So all of you now. I knew I'd got some good ones already. Release these into the wild. Here we go. These have got pretty good stats, but everyone's farming cheetahs this week, so nobody really needs them. You look like you're grown-ups. There we go. Release. Look at this one. This is like a I don't think it's albino. I think it's like, is it called lacoustic? Where they have a different pattern like that, a white pattern. Beautiful animal. Not great stats though, but really beautiful animal. There we go. 470 for you. And you 609. Lovely. So I think, I'm guessing there's some more in here. Still babies? Oh no, you've grown up. There we go. Bakari. Asya, it was lovely having all the cheetahs, but now we are done with you. Thank you so much for your times. Give us a nice pot of credits there for further on education. So I'll clear all this out on my own time later on. But now we've got some animals in the trade center that need to come down into here then. So animal storage. Here we go. Look, Delaney and Abbo, ones with really good stats, and we're going to make. Although size isn't a great stat, but otherwise, we've got a boy and a girl that can come in here and be our sort of permanent cheetahs. Yeah, that's going to be the plan there. And then all that will clear out. Flamingos are still going crazy. Now I think if we go to zoo, we can sort this, can't we? So flamingos, species, greater flamingo. There we go. We can click on maturity. So here's the oldest ones. So are any of them ill? No, we've got rid of the illness right now, which is good. So if we click, so the oldest 10-ish, right? And release to wild, because they're too old to do anything with. That's how we're going to have to do it, right? That's how we're going to have to keep on top of the penguins, of the flamingos. How many are you happy having in your place? It's quite a few, I think. We have to click an actual one for that, sorry. Social. That's actually not enough. 9. There's loads more than 9. Oh, adult population, right? Some of them are babies, right? They're going to grow up. That's fine. So that's how we deal with flamingos. This area, I believe, is empty now. I think the whole thing is empty. Let's have a look. Animals. Yeah, we've got no warthogs, we've got no pangolins, and we've got no aardvarks. So I think I'm going to repurpose this area into one larger exhibit for something like a middle tier animal, you know. So not okapis. Obviously not elephants or lions or anything like that. So aardvark, buffalo, no, nothing like that's going to fit. Maybe a camel. Maybe a camel could fit there. Pretty sure there's some good statted camels. I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look in the Zoopedia. What sort of space do you need? 650 meters. That's not much. We could totally camel this up. That would actually be quite a cool camel space, I think. Make it a bit more sandy. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll do that next. Okay. So let's open up again then. Let's get some fresh eyes and ears in here. There we go. Whilst we do a bit more work here. So I'm going to duplicate you, but not bring you that far. So duplicate you, pop you off the grid, and just take you in like that. Just so we've got that little lip. Makes all the difference. Same on this side. There we go. So really, the space we've got here, that's got to be some sort of African artwork or something, right? Yeah, this kind of thing. Look at that. How good does that look? I'll have you there. Oh, does it not put you down? Okay. You on one side, and then we've got these shields. We do like a selection of these. On this side. Yes. There we go. So I like them all random like that, but then we'll pick some different colours. Oh, that's a bit bright, isn't it? There we go. Yes, like it, but it's annoying me. Oh, what did I do then? Like it, but it's annoying me that they're not quite middling. So make them a bit more middling. There we go. Yeah. Okay, and we'll keep the back pretty plain because we're gonna actually chuck some trees up there. So now I don't want to start just chucking African trees around because that's not incredibly realistic. So instead we'll stick to European temperate. And we've got these pretty whopping cypresses that we can place around. So we'll do a few of them, and we'll basically forest this area, to be honest. Elm. There we go. We'll keep some lower lying stuff here. Holly, no. what else have we got? Sycamore. I think they're this weird. Oh yeah, no, that looks okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So some of them have got like a weird orangey to them, like almost like they're autumnal, which is a bit tricky. These are all pretty big, aren't they? Okay. All right. Maybe we stick to the. Oh, here we go. Poplars. They're okay. Or are they the ones with like the orangey tint? I know one of them. Beech. A little beech in there. There we go. Yeah, I think it's going to be these cypresses. I think they're the way to go. Maybe just a smaller one of those there to affect the height a little. Okay, that's not so awful. So there we go. We've got a much more steady flow of people coming up, and then I think this area here needs to be a flower bed rather than just grass. So if we come to where's that awesome mulchy mulch? Here we go, mulch patches. So something that we can do. I'll tell you what, there are actually pretty good planters. I don't think there's anything quite big enough for what I wanted to do. I'm thinking something like that, raised up and then lowered a little. Okay, and then mulch around the bottom of it, because you know, okay, the old mulching. I suppose drawing the fence first is probably more of a sensible idea. So let's go to construction. Let's find that. Let's just do it really quite plain. Let's find that. Actually, no. I'll tell you what we'll do. There's a African wall that has this awesome pattern on it. The pattern's it's a bit bigger than I thought. I was thinking if we could do it. We could do it so that part of that pattern is poking out. That wouldn't look. Oops. That wouldn't look crazy. Yeah. I could go for that. Okay, and for the most part. Oh, people getting a little bit caught up there. We can just keep it straight, but then here. Let's bring it in that way. And well, that might not meet. It's we've got a bit of room this side, so we can take that one down there so it meets up. There we go. We'll need some sort of pod or something on the end there to neaten it up. Bring the trash can to the other side of it. Go. Again, we'll stay there for the corner. Something to do. Pop that out. So this is the time-consuming bit. Really, is when you start working off grid, and you have to start being sort of singular about your pieces. So here we're off grid now. Each of these bits of wall. I get a lot of people asking me about this sort of stuff. Each of these bits of wall is its own building, basically, and it does get a little complicated. It's probably making the game deal with more processes than it would like to. But, you know, this is the kind of stuff we do, right? Now, what else have I got selected there? Oh, all sorts, right. Let's take you off that grid then, because that's no good. There we go. Just for a minute while we're figuring this out. Okay, right. That can come down there. Oops. And again, whatever we end up putting in these corners will have to be pretty chunky. As to not cause an issue. And we're going to have to move this trash can again as well. There we go, that one's okay, isn't it? And then hopefully there's some small enough pieces of mulch to really sort of fill that last gap in. This, oh, looks like it's just not going to quite line up. A little big, but that's okay. Because what we can do is line that up to the track there. There we go. And then it's just a case of splitting this one off down to there. There we go. Have another little go at that one. Perfect. Okay, move that trash can out. So now we need to add some of this mulch and hopefully get a pretty good coverage of it without having to use too many pieces. So here's a little bit of a problem, is we're going to have to kind of fill in gaps there. Again, as soon as you start working off that grid, already that 4x4 piece is going to be too big, so we can fill it in with these bits instead. There we go. Luckily, once the plants are on it, you won't see these seam lines so much, or they'll be very unnoticeable at least. So that's not too much of a worry for me. And even like having the height slightly off here doesn't affect me too much. The only bits you're really going to have to watch out for are just put a few of them on a grid, on a building, just so it helps. Lizzie Fox is about to mature, so let's keep an eye on that. In fact, I'm going to pause the game so that doesn't happen while we're trying to finish off our mulch, because I would hate to be demulched by Lizzie Fox coming over and growing up, messing up all our plans, Lizzie. There we go. Fill that in there, and probably down to that corner as well. And probably down to that corner as well, actually. There we go. And then some 2x2 to... No, we're alright, we're alright. So we clip in there. There we go. And even like little bits such as this here that's sticking, I'm alright with it, because we can just put a decent bush there. Nothing can't be fixed with a decent bush. That's what I've always said. And then we'll just come up and finish here. What have we got that we can use? There we go. And something a little bit thinner just to get into that point there. I might have to go thinner than that. We will. There we go. Just to kind of get that spot working. Nice. Toys. How's that? Lizzie Fox is still about to mature. I know. Time is no longer passing, so anything that was momentarily happening continues to happen for every second of Lizzie's existence. That's deep, isn't it? There we go. That's all thingied out. So these are all too big, aren't they? Yeah, I was gonna say we need something. There's something there. There is a mud pillar actually that may well work. Actually, yeah, that will go pretty smart. Whoops, pretty smart there, I think. In the few spots that we need it. The problem is here, oh god, that's almost perfectly lined up, is that these are on a grid. In fact, the only pillar piece in the game that's on a grid, so this one's quite useful if you want to do the sort of rotational symmetry one and you're having struggle without the grid piece, because sometimes you do need that. That's quite a common requirement. Okay, I think all this bit's probably okay without it. I think it's just those three. Maybe this corner, actually. Might help. Just a tad. There we go. And we'll move you over so it's not clipping. And same with you as well there. Move you over so you're not clipping. Okay, good. So, nature-wise... again, don't necessarily want African-y stuff in there, but maybe sort of like an African feel to it, but still growable here. So if we still get some Europe temperate, and then just try and use some sort of bright, flaring plants, you know, things like things that kind of have a bit of a statement to say, as opposed to things like bracken. European temperate cherry blossom, I don't think that's going to be suitable. Not much to choose from here, is there? I suppose we've got topiary as an option as well. Some fern, yes, there we go. There we go. Some light ferns that wouldn't necessarily die here, but have got a bit of a exotic flair. That's kind of the thing I'm going for. Yes, there we go. That's good. And then some. No, they don't look right. I think we're going to have to stick to azaleas and these alpine currants. They look very sort of like they would grow anywhere. That's what you need back in the UK. You need stuff that will grow anywhere. I mean, just so here as well in Canada, you need stuff that will grow in all kind of conditions because the weather is all over the place. Like, for instance, it was snowing yesterday. It's actually quite warm today. I mean, all things considered, it's quite warm, I suppose. There we go. So you just want to like a random couple of bushes where the more sort of like seed is planted, because that I notice happens quite a bit as well. All right, there we go. We have our African. I mean, we've got a little bit of detailing here. We forgot about this thing, didn't we? Never mind. We'll come back to that later, maybe. A little bit of detailing here around the edges and stuff, but that is typical live stream stuff. I think we'll leave it there. So no real animals today, I'm afraid. Like I say, we sort of cleared out our cheetahs, and that was about it. In the next episode, we'll do. Go on, then, let's do that. We'll clear that out and see if we can get a camel in there. I think that'll look pretty cool. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Until the next one, be good.